El enfrentamiento de la escuadra de T1 en contra de la escuadra de Dplus fue posiblemente uno de los más importantes del año 2024, y es que ambos equipos tenían mucho que ofrecer en un escenario internacional. Por parte de la escuadra de T1 tenemos al actual campeón del mundo, y tener un MSI sin ellos haría que el primer evento internacional de este año 2024 se sienta un tanto vacío. Y por parte de la escuadra de Dplus tenemos a un equipo que desde que comenzó el año ha ido de menos a más, demostrando el valor que tiene su roster, el cual realmente ha dado muy buenas actuaciones. Ambos equipos venían en estados completamente diferentes, y es que por parte de la escuadra de Dplus se podría decir que venían bastante bien después de su enfrentamiento en contra de la escuadra de Genji, y es que aun cuando Dplus perdió en contra de Genji, dieron un excelente nivel, logrando forzar un quinto mapa al primer lugar de la Liga de Corea. Por otro lado, T1 venía en un mal momento, y es que después de la derrota 3-0 en contra de Hanwha Life y las fuertes declaraciones de FAKER, honestamente nadie esperaba nada de la escuadra de T1. Sinceramente disfruté mucho de este enfrentamiento, ya que se pudo vivir la tensión de los partidos en todo momento, pero sobre todo lo disfruté porque pude verlo en directo con la compañía de muchos de ustedes en mi canal de Twitch. Así que si tú todavía no me sigues en Twitch, no sé qué estás esperando. Somos una comunidad muy agradable que disfruta de ver cosas sobre el competitivo de League of Legends y también jugar juntos.
Cuidado con la R en contra de Zeus. Bien Zeus docheando a la cárcel de Veigar. Flash de Zeus. Zeus se va a comer a los dos. Vamos a ver si los puede matar. Efectivamente.
Retomando el tema, en este video vamos a revivir todo lo que se vivió a lo largo del enfrentamiento de la escuadra de T1 en contra de la escuadra de Dplus, el mítico FAKER en contra de Showmaker, y la lucha por seguir vivos dentro del playoff de la LCK. La primera partida de esta serie estuvo bastante reñida por parte de ambos equipos, en donde T1 proponía una composición muy agresiva jugando con Twisted Fate en el carril superior y el combo de Kalista con Camille en la bot lane. Por otro lado, Dplus también jugó muy agresivo en la línea de bot, con el combo de Varus junto a Nico, pero la selección más interesante de la escuadra de Dplus fue la de Diana en el carril central. Y es que Diana es un campeón que hace tiempo no se veía en el competitivo de League of Legends. Esta primera partida está llena de acción y de peleas por equipos. Eso sí, tengo que recalcar que me parece que T1 cometió muchos errores mecánicos en esta partida, los cuales les podrían haber salido bastante caros. Sin embargo, Dplus también cometió graves errores, sobre todo a la hora de plantear las peleas por equipo, y estas acciones fueron aprovechadas por el equipo de la Dinastía para poder conseguir la victoria en el primer mapa.
And Lucid gonna have to get here if they want to avoid some sort of dive. Looks like this wave not massively stacked as the snare is fantastic. Kerry is too far forward, but he is going to be able to survive with the flash. Still, disaster for T1. This early game is everything for this bottom lane.
Oh, Ignite, but Owner is on his way.
Sidestep, my god. Kellen playing with fire as well. I think they're pretty aware of the fact that this ward is down, as Lucid will find Owner. I am pretty sure aiming now, walking after Gumayushi as well as he flashes forward, stacks up the blight. Will he hit the arrow? He will, but it's not enough. Always drink your potions.
And then get the immediate reset on her dash. Once upon a time, the skills were changed, as we might have a 3v3 here.
Yeah, Lucid in position. Might need to safeguard over to Showmaker as they're looking to engage.
Aiming!
Ellen moves on down. Aiming's already here as well. As Wind Become Lightning does come down, but Carrier looks to be the one in trouble in the arrow. It's going to ring true this time around. First blood goes to Aiming.
And Carrier ends up going, now giving the kill to Aiming.
이건 몰랐지.
That's a happy aiming right there. And that's going to be really important. We mentioned map control being a huge thing. Wow, Kellen going to get engaged on here. Doesn't have shape splitter, but there's the ulti. Does do a fair bit, but he's still going to go down. Teleports coming in everywhere as FAKER moves on in. Showmaker also down here, Lucid in decent position, but I don't think they're going to be able to find any sort of advantage. T1 not going to push too far forward, and they equalize the kills.
Big win there, kill gun over to Guma. Allows him to put some pressure on these plates and further build the gold lead.
Ooh, Chains of Corruption are going to connect here as Pop Blossom comes down. Gumushi, that's a decent flash, but Luce is still on top of him. The flash forward, the Hextech ultimatum comes down. Now Ona gets on in there. Lucid will be taken out. Carrier down to half, but look at Ona. He is an absolute monster in this fight. Only 50% of his health bar goes down, and Faker wants even more. Aiming just by himself under the turret. The flash has to come out to avoid the shockwave. And Showmaker is hitting a turret, doing exactly what Diana loves to do. The passive, of course, works on turrets, so you chew through them real quickly, but he wasn't able to help his bottom lane at all. Wants to finish off his Trinity Force as quickly as possible. And now the Arrow doing a fair bit of work here. Lucid just trying to avoid this dragon killing him.
Showmaker is here.
Yeah, Faker on the flank
no!
there as well. Ona just walks over, presses his smite button, and that is going to collect the Drake. Also just presses Crescent Guard and takes 0 damage, as you generally do on this champion. Kellen moving on over. That was a back from Carrier that was just allowed to happen inside that brush. As now Zeus gonna have to flash. He's flashing the wrong direction though, as he looks to Destiny away, and he is gonna be able to do so. He only has the Counter-Strike to be able to make that one work. So now Lucid coming down. Ona and Faker here looking to try and stop Showmaker, but he's not gonna stop. He has got his Lichbane, and he is cutting through these turrets. He often goes Zhonya's second, but it's the third item that we're not really sure about, because he tends to win or lose before that even comes in. As Carrier's gonna face check and just get kicked to his doom. He does last a little bit longer. Hextech ultimatum coming on down there, but that is going to be Kellen getting his revenge.
Kellen getting the kill is a little bit silly. There's Showmaker.
Yeah, there's a Moonfall as well onto Zeus. Remember, does not have his flash available. The flash forward into the Pop Blossom. And the snare comes down. Took a while, but the TF does go down. Faker does get here, though. Showmaker with the Pale Cascade shield is going to hold on, but there is the shockwave back onto only. Kellen Lucid misses the Q, though. And that means Ona, he dives back in, but this is 2 versus 4.
Yeah.
Orcs. Some sausages in the chat, please. Hopefully he thinks a little bit more. Oh, that was a bit of a weird moment, as Chains of Corruption will connect the immediate punishment, but the Fate's Call does come down. Snare onto Gumushi, who's now looking to try and hop this one out. Showmaker looking for him, though the exhaust comes down to lower the damage, but he's still in melee range. Hextech ultimatum still comes in, but it's 2 kills that go down for DK. The answering kill is there from Zeus. Showmaker going down relatively low, but the Q is going to land onto the Twist of Fate. It's going to leave the Diana completely exposed, and T1 will answer with a couple of kills of their own. Kingen still wanting a little bit more, though, and he's just dove on top of Zeus. There's the flash, and they'll lock down the kill. Kingen still wanting to fight. This Jax just freed from his solo lane, now wanting to get work done.
From Owner.
Not to mention the Drake just taking a really long time to go down. Carrier is already very, very low. Mega Cone going to bring Kingen towards this dragon, as Ona could come over for a cheeky step. He would like to, and he's not going to be able to secure it this time around. Second Drake for DK will go their way, and now the fight is on. There's the safeguard cancel. Does manage to break the arm guard of Faker, or the stopwatch, it is the Zhonya's. So he has actually completed that, as Kingen under about 50%, looking for a flank. Still DK are pressing further forward.
Yeah, what is Triforce?
It's a fan, obviously. It's triangular fan.
Fans are very cool weapons. I'm a big fan, personally.
Yeah, you're, well, a big fan. You could be a weaponist. Okay, the ulti does come on through from Ona, but he's not going to be able to get out of the way. Oh, the Hextech ultimatum is decent. The Pop Blossom comes down as well. The first kill does come through. The Lee Sin will be taken out. The shockwave is gigantic. And the TF takes down the Varus in the backline as well. I think DK may have ran out of battle power, and they have. T1 on the back of Faker's shockwave will move to the Baron.
That really is the one angle. There are a lot of squishies on T1. If you can get a heroic Diana play.
Well, shockwave does come on through there, as he does find a Moonfall onto 3, and into the backline goes Lucid, but he just pops like a balloon. They cannot do anything about it. Kingen now having to get out of there, as the dissonance damage is just gigantic. Kellen down to about 1 health, and in goes Ona. He'll be able to take down the Nico here, as Carrier diving forward. Hextech ultimatum going down. Zeus just uses him as a distraction as he tidies up absolutely everyone, and DK once again just lying on the floor.
That is going to be game number 1, Atlas. It was a tense fight, but one big mistake from DK around the Baron is all that T1 needed, and they're going to go up 1-0 in the series.
And Faker just coming in clutch. in the end around that Baron. That is going to spell defeat for DK and a 1-0 lead.
La segunda partida de esta serie fue bastante bizarra a decir verdad, y es que durante la etapa de selección y baneos, T1 terminó seleccionando a Shinzao junto a Sejuani, lo cual desconcertó completamente a todos, porque nadie sabía a dónde iba a ir alguno de estos campeones. Al final la Sejuani terminó siendo el soporte y el Shinzao terminó siendo el jungla. Sin embargo, lo más sorprendente de todo fue ver la selección de Vayne, la cual terminó siendo para Zeus en el carril superior. Y ahora, a ver, yo siendo fan de T1, tengo que decir que detesto jugar en contra de una Vayne en top lane, por lo cual desapruebo completamente la selección por parte de Zeus. Parece que esta frase se hizo canon en mi vida.
Eso me decepcionó. Pero aprendí una lección importante. No puedes contar con nadie, en especial con tus héroes.
Saliendo del meme, en esta partida T1 jugó de manera magistral, sobre todo por el control que le dieron al mapa, ya que hay momentos en donde T1 pierde peleas por equipo debido a la desventaja numérica, pero al mismo tiempo Zeus sigue ganando oro y experiencia mientras hace split push. Y hablando de Zeus, el tipo salió completamente desnudo en esta partida, teniendo un performance brutal con Vayne y siendo el MVP de la partida, con lo cual tenemos la segunda victoria para la escuadra de T1.
This was the tech. It was the Yasuo Sejuani bottom lane.
The gank.
As here it is. Okay, Zeus is already ghosted. Let's see, charging up the stun. Not going to find a good flash from Zeus, but Lucid probably typed in worse because that is both summoner spells now down.
For sure. Oh, he's faking. He still has flash. Ghost is timed out.
Oh,
Okay, doesn't end up going for it. A little bit of tension there. And now also you see, as soon as they spot him, T1 know that the bot side jungle was being taken. Kellen and Aiming, they do have cryo, so they are going to ensure that all Owner was able to get was not even the big Raptor, just a little bit.
Yeah, Owner is in a bit of trouble here as well. Has to flash to avoid death.
Yeah, really well done there. The threat of the cage, enough.
Diego will be able to jump on top of this Rift Scuttler. Takes that one down. Meanwhile, more fighting here towards the bottom side as Permafrost is going to be utilized. Owner now fighting Lucid, but this is a dangerous one. Zeus moves on down as Lucid needs to be so careful. Is Owner going to go down? No, he's not. The blue buff getting aggressive, but there is Showmaker. He doesn't have flash though, remember, so he's likely to fall down. It's a fantastic cage. And Zeus, he gets knocked into the sky, and Showmaker's trying to walk it off. Faker flashing after him. Now Kingen chasing down the Emperor. Does manage to get the slow here, and he find it. He has the red buff here as well as Faker trying to get out of the way. That Q just not finding the mark as Faker just shifts the sands over the wall.
Imagine Archangels is at some point going to get picked up as we do have Drake.
Yeah, possible fight for this one as there is full information over here.
The go!
Yeah, Showmaker trying to clear out vision, but I don't think he's going to be able to make anything happen. No flash available. As Owner will take a little bit of poke, but otherwise not too much to worry about as Kellen finds himself on the wrong side of this wall. Skate over there from Aiming. Carrier will back away as Hook goes wide. That is going to mean that Lucid not going to be able to get anything done. And we can see pings out. Kellen moving on forward. Showmaker just trying to block as the Emperor's Divide does come down. He gets over the wall. The flash hook is going to ring true here for Kellen, and the cage is going to come out as well. Faker, not long for the world, and Lucid will pick up that kill.
Actually going to give the kill over to the Viego here.
DK, I always get a little bit worried here because oftentimes they do manage to build leads, but in this series, just the gold lead has not really moved.
Got it all in,
20 minutes.
TP advantage.
Yeah, let's see what they can get done here as the hook is going to connect, but it's on to Carrier. The cage comes down as well, but it's not enough to stun him up. DK should be able to get themselves their first dragon as Kingen teleported in. There's the knock-up with the 3 talent strike. Looks like he is going to be okay. There's a flash in from Kellen, but it finds nothing.
He's going to be ecstatic. It's like, oh, Uzier. Leandris, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah,
it's no problem.
It's still terrible, but it's just not as terrible. So there you go. Aiming up here as well, he's going to be able to grab this plate as now Carrier by himself is going to get hooked up as Lucid finding himself a stun as well. Aiming just wanting to maximize the amount of plates that he can pick up as teleport in from T1. Kellen knows that he's really dead, and that is going to be a kill going over to Goomer as well. And Faker, he wants even more. Good flash out there from aiming. He's still going to have to vacate the area. There's a flash forward, the ulti. The Q didn't land. Therefore, Zeus will survive.
They're gonna have to give it up, and they need to be careful because there is a lot of engage. Carrier has his ultimate available.
Yep.
It's just gonna be Herald. But first Third Blood, probably gonna be able to go over here. Faker though, once he shows up.
Well, Lucid going to make this one a 50-50. Let's see what can happen. It is going to be the steal away as so much AoE damage coming down. The Dawning Shadow, massive value as Zeus has made his way into the fight. It's a 1-for-1 so far, but the Bane is starting to pop off. Lucid gets over the wall, and now Showmaker left for dead. No flash because he used it earlier, and it's a double kill. Zeus now finally set up for some success.
With Viego and Cassante, it's not bad.
Feel the worst. I just don't know whether it's going to be a soul that we're really going to be talking about, as there is the charge forward. The cage is going to be put down there as well. Fair bit of damage onto Owner and Carrier, but once again, they're not the optimal target. Still, they do get what they came here for, and that is the outer turret here in the mid lane. Zeus also secured the top outer and is able to move this minion wave towards
T1 are forcing DK to make a decision.
Yeah, and there's the flash forward. The cage is down there as well.
Done.
And he's just dead. Owner taken out. That is the pick you were looking for, but this is the problem. T1, is it going to be worth it for DK if this inner turret goes down? Not able to fight for that Drake, but another 4 minutes, and it's not even a soul. It is just soul point that they were fighting for, as Kellen now finds himself in amongst two. Showmaker and Lucid a little bit too far away. I don't know whether they're going to be able to save him, but he gets a big old shield. Showmaker flashes away, and T1 are just going to jump down on top of him. He can't click the blast cone. He's running. It's a disaster. Meanwhile, the fight on the top side is also T1 favored. Faker takes down the Cassante. Lucid, I'm not sure about this one. He's trying to get his way out.
Oh, dead.
As Zeus is chasing after him. Vayne pretty good at chasing you down, as it turns out, as he tumbles forward, and is able to lock down that kill. And T1, they've got Baron in their eyes, and once again,
can they make a hero play? Showmaker does have smite and TP.
Okay, let's see whether Showmaker can get something crazy
Aiming
done.
his ult. Oh, double TP.
He has done it before. This. Yeah, exactly.
They know. They
see
it.
They're like, out. They're gonna pick this one up. Okay, so it's gonna have to be Showmaker's smite that wins this one out. Carrier does have teleport, he can make his way back in. This is Baron not going down anytime soon.
TP Carrier behind them.
Looking for a little bit of an engage. As they're trying to block him off, they're going to see whether they can kill the Sejuani before this one is even a problem. But the all-out comes over the wall, it's absolutely fantastic. They take down Owner, but still Faker's able to hunt down the Cassante. Showmaker once again trying to run from Zeus. He gets himself a big old shield, but he won't find the cage. And he's on 1 health. The flash forward from Goober is going to be what gets it done. And there is another team fight victory for T1 here. Lucid just showing up as the rest of his teammates take a dirt nap.
Lucid, it's an all or nothing, but I like this from T1. Don't even go for the Baron. There's no need. Don't need to risk it.
But Lucid could solo it. Chronicler?
Oh, I don't know if they're going to be able to try and contest this. They're going to give it their all.
Yeah, teleport going to come on forward from the Cassante. They got what they wanted. Let's see whether T1 stick around for a fight. The bait cage not really doing too much here.
Keeping an aggro, but going to drop it after all.
Yeah.
Maybe an actual 5v5.
Piercing Darkness able to keep them very healthy in this fight, as well as the Sand Soldiers go forward. That's another cage. Hook is going to come through. No one's stunned though. And there's the re-engage. Kellen's down so incredibly low. And there is the pick off. Cassante trying to get some Cassante things done, but it does not work. It's another kill for the Vayne. I think that makes it 7 for Zeus on the top side of the map. DK, they still don't want to give this one up, as Lucid does get into the miss.
Fast.
Yeah, no, this is just absolutely
They can't
ridiculous.
cage him. Literally.
And the Baron is getting down lower and lower, aiming, just taking pot shots here from Zeus. He's just able to walk out of the way of the burst fire. The Baron just going to be destroyed. No way for DK to respond to it at all. And the empowered recalls will get them back home scot-free. Now that Rebel Baron power play is going to start ticking up. Still, they do manage to get the flash and the ulti, but they'll sacrifice an inhibitor turret for it.
He didn't have the ult. If he gets the ult Faker, then he might be able to kill him. The cage.
Yeah, cage does go down. They push them into it, but Kingen can't really tank them up. Glacial Prison comes down. Carrier so incredibly tanky. Owner's going to be the first one to grab a kill in this fight. Another cage is going to work out as Lucid diving on board. He's got the Vayne, and Lucid's now trying to tumble his way to victory, but he'll be taken out as well. And I think DK are just that little bit too far behind.
Support, but it's still... Kingen is also only 1 level up on Guma.
Yeah, he's...
okay, it's 2 levels now. It's fine.
Managed to make it to level 15. Woo! There you go. As Ona taking a bit of damage there. Aiming is pretty farmed himself. He's level 16.
All right, we need to see some real Vagoring, some Cassante shenanigans, something to bring this game back. Otherwise, T1 about to bring in the match point with this Baron buff.
Well, Extendo Beam does no damage to these minions. You can see, okay, in goes Ona. Immediate cleanse from Showmaker. And yeah, that was just Ona going in. That's all that really gets them anything. And the inhibitors have just
not the triple inhib
as well. Kellen,
they know
wanting to find an angle, they spot him out. Mega Blast Cone is something that he can possibly use for a cheeky little angle, but it's not going to be before these inhibitors have all gone down. And Kellen's still just like trying to work out what he can do. The answer is nothing, as there's the explosion on the aiming, the primary target, and he has to go back to the fountain. Kingan's also having to dash away. It's going to leave their whole base exposed to Zeus. He'll be taken out. But even with 4 members, look at all of these minions. They are just gigantic. Kellen's made it to the back line though. And Amy's got his health back with the Nexus. It's so incredibly low, and there it goes. T1.
La tercera partida de esta serie fue bastante tensa de ver, y es que la composición de la escuadra de Dplus se veía muy sólida y no le daba oportunidades a la escuadra de T1 para responder, ya que a pesar de la ventaja de T1, gracias a la selección de Poppy en contra de Lee Sin y Rel, la realidad es que el Rumble de la escuadra de Dplus estaba destrozando la partida por completo, por lo cual T1 tenía que buscar sí o sí la forma de denegar por completo al Rumble antes de que comenzaran las peleas por equipo, y al final fue Zeus el que consiguió solucionar las cosas, logrando flanquear al Rumble para impedir su acceso a las peleas. Aquí también tengo que decir que Keria jugando con Renata es algo simplemente hermoso de ver, y Faker jugando con Asir se mandó algunas jugadas muy emocionantes en esta tercera partida.
Yep, he's taking the exhaust as well, so he doesn't have the ghost for the extended chase. It's now Kingan moving on over. And Zeus, he's only got 1 gold card. There is the Tempest, the cripple comes down as well. The Q misses! As Lucid went for the Q smite to try and get rid of that pesky minion in the front, but you still have to hit the Q.
But if you look at the cost that has been paid, it is still a little bit rough, as Lucid's going to show up.
Yeah, Q going to connect. There's the charm as well. He gets the Sand Soldier out as a safeguard, brings Lucid back, but he'll take a turret shot with him. And that is going to put him down to about a third. Still, should be a double scuttle here for the Lee Sin, who just lost his entire topside jungle.
Or another camp. I'd look on Showmaker here.
Yeah, might be able to find himself an Ari, as only level 5 can flash to get out of the way, and does do so. Here, as we can see, but that does mean that Kingan now has an opportunity to get a lot of damage down. Q going to connect, and Zeus will be taken down. That is first blood. Gold card not enough to hold him in place. Yeah, no flash. Does have the exhaust back up and available now.
Lucid is going to spot Owner here.
Yeah.
They know though.
Yeah, Faker in position as well. Okay, Showmaker gonna spot Faker. Emperor's Divide's gonna push him under the turret. Spirit Rush has to be employed. And now, Ona trying to get some work done here onto Lucid, but it is just a fight for the campers. There's the flash in! Okay, Gumayushi gonna get all of those sticks thrown into him. And the Ren does come down. The Ignite still taking the bailout. They didn't wait quite long enough, but aiming, he might be able to get it, and there it is. Now Keria running for the hills, but he will make it to the safety of his turret. A 1-for-1 here in the bottom lane.
And aiming, walking out. Oh, God.
Well, Kellen crashing down towards Zeus. Does get the flash, and then gives him the good old thumbs up. He shouldn't be able to dive too easily, especially with Lucid here as well.
They don't know that yet.
Yeah, Shattering Strike to connect onto Gumayushi here, who's a bit disconnected. Crash down to come through as well. He's now aiming very slowly, trying to dance around this fight. In goes Kellen with the Fate's Call, as the pushback with the heroic charge is gorgeous. And now Showmaker getting amongst it. The Spirit Rush working out as Gumayushi desperately trying to hunt down Kellen. He'll find it, but he will die immediately. And trading support for AD carry generally not exactly something you'd say is worth.
Will be a favorable trade. Not too much given up in the end as Kellen.
He's back again. He wants to be anywhere but bot lane, I guess. Emperor's Divide is going to come on down. There's the Magnus. Thomas Faker will flash to get himself out of the way. Q lands. Too close to the turret though, and Keria not going to be going down or engaged upon at all, but as T1 were thinking about trying to contest, and they're not going to. Just going to be the Herald, going over to DK.
The early lead for Kingen actually ends up being quite big, because every single time we see Kingen already be in mid by the time that the objective is started, Team 1 spots him, and they're like, we can't actually make our way over. So Owner is here.
Yeah, heroic charge onto Kellen, actually finds a lot of value. He's going to get that knockup. Magnustorm comes in. Lucid going to come on back. And now Showmaker has teleported forward. Ono is burning down. He's got the bailout. But look at the AoE. It is disgusting. Gumayusi once again going completely ham. As Faker going to get missed by that one. Zeus moving up. Remember, there is no rumble. But it's a 2 versus 4, so probably a little bit optimistic to go for it. And Kingen
Get ahead of myself while I still have the opportunity to
because
I don't know if it's going to last as Faker.
All right, we've turned off the vision as Faker is just going to push him away, but the charm is going to come on back. Still, they just don't do that much damage to him.
Was he rich and he hired the jungler?
Oh, I mean, that's the thing.
We don't know. I don't have these answers, unfortunately, but it is not enough just yet. This mid lane turret needs to fall.
Arrow going to connect here onto Showmaker, who does make it out. Emperor's Divide's going to connect as well. Showmaker will be taken down, aiming. Gets off the Fate's Call, so they're not going to lose too much more, but that is a very key pick.
Although, as I say that, they immediately peel off because of the ult.
Yep. A lot of vision available here with the Destiny, and now Kingen going to have to flash to get himself out of the way of this. And Equalizer, it goes down, but they are just going to chain CC him to death. Showmaker tried to get over there, but it's not going to work out. And now the Blast Cone gets T1 completely formed back up again. That charm, absolutely amazing, but there is the Dragon going over. It's Faker that secures it. Exhaust onto Showmaker. He's still very dangerous, but he doesn't find the charm. And the Rel will go down. Lucid is super dead. He will be taken out here by Faker and T1. So 1,500 on the clock as far as that Red Bull Baron power play is concerned. Showmaker was looking for some exit kills. Just think it's going to be so difficult as he doesn't quite find anything at all, really. And he's just going to be taken down.
They're still going.
Yeah, Kellen going in now. He'll be hit by an arrow. There's an Equalizer. That's going to do a fair bit of work. The Fate's Call comes down. They at least get the Twisted Fate. Kellen going to have to try and canter his way out. It's a 1-for-1 in the end.
They might still look for a Hail Mary fight.
Might still stand a chance. The arrow is going to go wide. Equalizer goes down. I mean, it's a lot of AoE damage, but there are not a lot of members of DK in this area. They'll do a fair bit of work. Showmaker now trying to get in there. Lucid off to the side. He'll connect a Q. But with a Poppy in the area, you just cannot go in with a resonating strike. Safeguard to try and get Lucid out of there. And Showmaker, he's down to about 400. He needs to go back to base.
And this has been the story of today.
Certainly good news. Does mean that DK can get the push down, but T1, they are definitely taking this inhibitor. Or at least taking the turret.
Oh, the big collapse.
Yeah, Kellen walks over a ward, but you can see the Ari moving her way in as well.
Doesn't have his ult.
Yeah, Kingen throwing down a very early Equalizer here. And Gumayusi standing in that brush. They're just trying to keep them interested. Of course, Zeus, he cannot get down here. Doesn't even have the ult if he's going to walk into that area. You're going to connect there onto Ona. Steadfast presence at the ready. As T1, they're just looking to try and find an exit, trying to find a way out. DK trying to find a way in. There is the engage. Magnustorm pulls Ona back in. Fate's Call going to be utilized here is now Showmaker. He's fishing, trying to find an opportunity. Empress Divide, it connects only onto Aiming, who will now just try and kill the rest of his team because it was a fantastic hostile takeover. And now Lucid gets into the backline. Kerry is the last man standing, and it's Kingen finally making this Rumble work in a team fight. No, he is doing damage. And okay, into the backline goes Lucid. And then out of the backline goes Lucid, and he's now hit by an arrow. Fate's Call, as DK know that they need to start this fight. Faker, he finds the Rumble with the Emperor's Divide, but Showmaker's also going to be able to take down the Twisted Fate. Look at these health bars, they're so low on DK's side. It's only Showmaker that still has any fight left in him. Still, it is a 1-for-1 trade of top laners, and T1 is still going to start off this Baron.
Of course. And Lucid, I don't know, he flashed in.
Look at all of the wards also littered towards the top side of the map. This is the only place that they really can look for picks as, okay, Zeus. Walk in. There it is, the engage, and Zeus is just going to be taken down. So T1, once again, have to deal with, without their Twisted Fate. I still think that it's multiple turrets going to be traded for the TF.
It's going to be mid-inip at least, but they're going to look for the exact same play.
Yeah, no, it is. It's
look at the long flank!
Oh, God. Well, Kingen, he can throw down the Equalizer. It's going to do a little bit of work, but
Does it?
Yeah, logistics program going to be absolutely fine there, shielding up the teammates.
They're a member up though.
Yeah.
Fight so badly.
Still an opportunity here as the handshake does come through. Sundisk now going to be put up as well. As DK, I don't know whether they even have them where they want them. As Charm will connect onto Ona, he takes a fair bit of damage. Lucid, he's going to be the one. He is able to get over walls a whole lot easier.
Splitting.
And yeah, Zeus should just be able to take 2 inhibs if they're not going to get the work done. And now DK, they were thinking about trying to collapse on top of him once again, but this Drake has been started up.
And it's probably going to go down to the wave.
Yeah,
DK
going to come on through, and now the destiny has dissipated. Zeus now looking for that flank himself. Kellen taken 50% down as FAKER. He's going to get himself out of there. It should be the Drake, a possibility. The secure for Ona, and they deny the soul. And now, can they actually win the fight as well as everyone's in the Thunderdome? Lucid is going to try and kick away the Azir, the equalizer, just not doing quite as much as it wants to do, and he's stuck inside the pit with nowhere to go. And DK, they're now going to get flanked by FAKER. He finds 2 with the Emperor's Divide, and that is going to be that. That will be the 3-0 as welcome back T1. They will go to the lower bracket final in Jumshill next weekend.
DK, they had an incredible series against Gen G, but it seems like tonight that magic remains only in place when they face that team. T1, dispatch of them in a 3-0 sweep.
Y así es como termina esta serie con un resultado de 3-0 a favor de la escuadra de T1. Me gustaría recalcar que a pesar del resultado de esta serie me pareció que estuvo bastante cerrada, y es que la escuadra de Dplus es uno de esos equipos que simplemente no te ceden nada de forma gratuita. En cuanto a T1, me parece que hoy se les vio con mucha más sinergia y ánimo que en la serie anterior, de la cual tengo que mencionar un par de cosas. Y es que me parece alucinante la cantidad de personas que soltaron insultos en mi video hablando sobre la serie de T1 en contra de Hanwha-Life. Es sorprendente la cantidad de personas que están atentas a los resultados de T1, en donde simplemente están a la espera de que el equipo de la dinastía pierda para poder burlarse de ellos y soltar insultos en contra de los fans de T1. Encima, estas personas son las mismas que llaman fans obsesivos a la fanbase de T1, cuando ellos son los que están más atentos que nadie a los resultados del equipo de la dinastía. Y por otro lado tenemos el tema de los famosos ataques de DOS, y es que en ese video hice mención a las declaraciones de FAKER sobre la situación actual del equipo. Sin embargo, nunca dije que T1 perdió por culpa de los ataques de DOS. Es más, FAKER tampoco dijo eso. El GOAT solo expresó la situación actual del equipo y se hizo completamente responsable de la derrota. Así que con todo respeto, a ti que eres hater de T1 y que te encanta estar atento al equipo de la dinastía solo para meterte con ellos cuando pierden, te invito a que la chupes y que la sigas chupando, porque sin importar cuántas veces pierda T1, el sol no se puede tapar con un dedo. T1 es el equipo más grande de la historia y FAKER es el jugador más grande de la historia. Sin importar cuántos nuevos jugadores aparezcan, absolutamente nadie va a poder quitarle ese puesto a FAKER, porque él es el maldito League of Legends en persona. Hablando de cosas más importantes, tengo que decir que me sabe bastante mal la eliminación de la escuadra de Dplus, y es que de verdad me parecía un equipo con muchísimo potencial. Kingen, Lucid, Showmaker, Aiming y Kelling. Bueno, de Kelling no tengo los mejores pensamientos del mundo, pero el tipo también hizo un buen trabajo. El punto es que este roster de Dplus habría sido genial en el MSI y tristemente nos lo vamos a perder. Ahora, por parte de T1, tengo que avisar a los fans que todavía no podemos cantar victoria, porque falta la serie en contra de Hanwha Life, el cual nos acaba de clavar un 3-0, y en caso de ganarle a Hanwha Life, todavía quedaría la serie en contra de la escuadra de Genji, el equipo al que no se le ha ganado desde el MSI del año pasado, así que las cosas se ven complicadas, pero como les digo siempre, nunca se vayan a bajar de este barco, porque formar parte de la Tijuaneta es simplemente hermoso. Sin nada más que decir, espero que este video les haya gustado. De ser así, los invito a que me dejen un pulgar arriba y un comentario, ya que con eso el algoritmo de YouTube nos trata bastante bonito. Y es más, si llegaste hasta este punto del video, te voy a invitar a que comentes manzana verde. ¿Por qué manzana verde? Loco, what the fuck, las manzanas verdes saben genial. Como siempre, muchas gracias a los miembros del canal, muchísimas gracias por seguir apoyando económicamente a este contenido y hacer que pueda hacer videos. De verdad les agradezco un montón, y recuerden que pueden compartir este video con todos sus amigos. Suscríbete si es primera vez que ves uno de mis videos. Yo soy MBJ y nos vemos en la próxima. Adiós.